Storm Thief is, to put it bluntly, a very weird book. The first time I read it was during a long and grueling trek through the Amazon rainforest. No, I am not kidding, and I figured that the heat might have obscured my original opinion of the story. Going back and rereading it, however, proved that I wasn't suffering from heat stroke, food poisoning, or malaria. This book is just plain messed up, in the sense that it looks really, really good, much like Eliza Bell Cray in some areas, but look even an inch beyond that, and it cracks and falls to pieces like my sanity when I'm deprived of caffeine. Also, calling it steampunk may, in some ways, be a bit of a stretch. The high-tech items used do not run on steam. On the other hand, these things are all beautifully crafted and run on energy sources that have no bearing on anything approximating reality, so one can certainly call the style a kissing cousin of steampunk at the very least. This, indeed, is the one reason I would advise anyone to read the book. The beautiful alien machinery is worth it. Barely. Everything else is shit. The plot, for starters, is a gobbledygook mess that can't stay within its own boundaries. Characters are picked up and dropped, questions are raised and never answered. The general idea is that the whole story is taking place on an island where a rigid class structure has been enforced, and those on the lower rungs who live in slums often resort to crime to stay alive. Apparently, at some point, the island was a utopian society which mysteriously fell apart, leaving behind only the advanced items I mentioned before, which are known to the people as fade technology. This earlier time also cursed the island with probability storms, weird events that, after passing, can render things totally inside out and backwards. Indeed, one might ask if the actual plot was hit by a probability storm at some point, given how little sense it all makes. The general drive for the main characters, a whiny little girl who acts like a fainting goat whenever danger is present, and a boy who's been turned into Darth Vader when a probability storm knocked his lungs out of commission, causing him to need a respirator, is to get off the island. Maybe. Possibly. They're continuously sidetracked in the fact that the actual narrative jumps between them, a golem who apparently suffers from Iron Giant, I'm generally very nice but don't fire up my attack protocol syndrome, and some would-be military goons, their ambitious boss and the thief they hire to help, will render any sane human totally bamboozled in under 2 chapters. And unlike Eliza Bell Cray, none of the characters are likable. They're surly, panicky, pompous, or just dumb as a box of rocks. By the time you hit the end of the book, you're just hoping that the island pulls in Atlantis and promptly sinks, sparing the reader any more pain and hardship. The sad thing, however, is the sheer potential of the book. If you squint, you can see that there is a really interesting concept for a story here. It's just obscured by total lack of coherency. That's it for now. Next time I review Repo, the Genetic Opera. Ta!
This Jolly Roger, no quarters to this Jolly Roger. That's how we do this Jolly Roger. We'll come for you, this Jolly Roger. We'll run you through. Step in the rave of the slave to the waves, with lead lover's blood on the tip of my blades. Keel haul by day, swig rum till I pay. I do the Jolly Roger proud, how I live the sweet trade. I spit fire like the cannons of doom, with a perfect aim to your powder room, kaboom! I sling bandoliers like a kid with toys. When I'm hungry, I can't boom. Step in the rave.